Hello once again, and welcome to another version of Score My Dive. Now this is Score My Dive Elite. There's also a free version of Score My Dive, but this one has been completely optimized and rebuilt, mainly because I've been using it at meets. I'm the father of a diver myself, and well, I know how hard it can be to try to record and put scores in and everything like that. So I was like, okay, I can do this and I can do that. And I also got feedback from other users on different things we can do in the app to get it working much quicker for you. So if you're not familiar with this app, there is a free version, there is a paid version. This is now the paid version. Just a warning to anybody who has the free version, you can't upgrade and keep all of your data. Because this was a full rebuild, there was quite a bit of different things that I had to do, and there was just no way to export everything over. So if you download this app, first of all, thank you, and second of all, you will have two apps if you have the free version. Now I'm going to keep supporting the free version if we have issues or anything like that. Build things into it when I get time. So don't worry if you just want to use the free version. That's fine. It's still going to be supported. But like I said, this paid version here is not going to be an upgrade from the other one. It is a whole new app. So let's get to the screens itself. First of all, you see you can do quick scores, you can enter your meets and divers, you can go to the detailed scoring page, and you can get reports. We'll just look at detailed scores first, since this is the beginning of the video. This is what everybody wants to see. And I'll show you how to do the other stuff afterwards, how to enter meets and divers, how to do quick scores, how to do reports. So let's go to detailed scores. And right there, you're going to choose a meet and you're going to choose a diver. So we're just going to grab a meet real quick that we don't have any divers on, the Madison Jump-a-thon. And let's use Zoe. Oh, she's already got one, so let's use Gage. Now, it's going to let you choose how many dives and what type of dives. So you can pick 11, 3 meter, and then you can either enter a list or you can enter scores. Here's the power of this app. You can either have a dive list ahead of time and enter all the dives at once, and then when you go to score, boom, it is like super fast. All you're doing is saying dive 1, give me the scores. Dive 2, give me the scores. And I've also added a very easy way to switch between divers in those scoring screens. Say you don't have a list. Well, you just go to the Enter Scores button, and from there you just enter the dive, and then you enter the score right after the dive. So two pretty convenient ways to score a meet. So we'll just have Gage do a list, and it'll take you to this list page where you start entering the dives. But let me show you some of the meet stuff we already have. So, okay, we've already got Gage in here partway, and he's got a partial list going. So I've already started a list for him. So you can enter dives two different ways. This is very cool on the new app. Before you can only pick from dives. Now you can actually type the number of the dive in. So you go here, look at that. It gives you the dive number. We're going to just do 103B, and it's going to show you the dive DD. Now let's say you choose 103D. Oh, dive does not exist. It's going to let you know whether the dive exists or not. It's going to make it pretty easy for you to not make mistakes, hopefully. Okay, 103C, the dive DD is 1.6. We're going to add that dive to the list. And there we go. He's now got 10 dives. Say you don't know the number, or you want to choose it a different way. Well, you can choose the category of the dive. So we'll choose inward dive, and then we'll just choose an inward 2.5. And then you have to choose a position here also. So this way is a little slower than just typing in the number. And there you go. It's DD 3.4. That means it's a good dive. We're going to add the dive. Alright, and now you have all 11 dives entered in your list. Let's say you entered a dive incorrectly. Well, you just press on that dive. It's going to give you the option to change it. And you just change it and enter it, and look at that. Now dive 5 has been changed to a 204B with a DD of 2.5. So now we're ready to enter scores. Oh, but wait, I want to switch diver and look at Zoe's dives real quick. Let's just switch the dive. We'll click Zoe, and look at that. It just goes right to her. It goes to the scoring screen. We've already got all the scores put in for her. So let's switch back, go to Gauge. All right, so we're ready to score for him. It's already showing up with Dive 1. You can enter scores two different ways. You can either enter all the scores, each judge score, or if you wanted, you can just enter a total score. Makes it pretty easy. Say you can't see the judge scores, but they put the total score up on the board. But so if we go back here, we enter the judge scores. It's going to give you nice convenient drop downs just to pick your scores real quick. I think this is pretty fast. And there we go. We entered a total. And there you go. He scored a 58.5 on that 304B with a DD of 2.6. Not bad. Gives you all that stuff. You want to enter a total score like I showed you before. Let's just enter a 32.5 total. There you go. Now he's got a total score of 91. All right, let's switch divers. Now remember, when you switch divers, it's only switching it in this meet. But let's say we didn't have a diver who's got a dive list. You're just putting in the scores as they go. You're putting in the dives as they go. I always get a dive list from my daughter, but I have no idea what her teammates are diving, so I got to kind of like figure it out along the way. So that's where you'd go to pick one of your other divers. And now it's going to take me to the enter dive screen. So now Kira here doesn't have a dive list, so I have to enter each dive and score all at once. I can do it again the same way. I can either type the number in, nice and convenient, or I can choose the dives. Let's just choose dives real quick since we're on here. Nice thing is on the new app, you know, these were a couple different screens on the free version. This paid version got it all to work on the same screens. Nice little convenient pop-ups. Now from here, you're either entering the scores or you're entering the totals, just like in the dive list. So let's enter scores for her. And we are going to, let's just pick numbers at random. I don't know. There we go. You hit total. And boom, dive 4, 49.2. She got a total of 184.6. Look at that. Super easy, like I said. Now, let's choose another dive real quick. Say that you have a diver who failed the dive, man. You don't like that. Nobody likes that. Diver's going to lose a lot of points, but you know it happens. So you'd go to this enter score screen, and up in your top, this is your menu button up here. You're just going to click that failed dive button. It's going to give you, are you sure? Cancel failed. Yeah, we're sure. Failed. And the diver's got a failed dive. You see that now. Let's say you need to change a dive score. So for dive 3, we put in the wrong score. We found out a little bit later. So we're going to go to change dive score up in the menu. We're going to click to dive 3. And we are going to hit update scores. And so you can put in either the dive total or you can, sorry, I accidentally update the scores. So let's say you need to change a dive score. We're going to change dive 3. You click dive 3, click your change dive score. Oop. Choose dive 3. And now you can change your scores. You can either just enter a total score. So we're going to go 50 points. Man, that's high. These kids are good. And we're going to update the score. And now look at that. Dive 3 has been updated to 50 points. So really easy way to change dive scores. You can also do that when you have a dive list. So, you know, don't worry. Very cool. Say you want to look at the meet rankings, you can press the meet rankings button up here. I'll show you that in just a minute, but like I said, the real power of this new version is just being able to switch through different divers and switch through. This diver here already has all of their scores up and finished. One failed dive, a total score of 370. I want to switch a dive again. Oh, look at that. I'm diving in this meet. Let's see where I'm at. Did I do anything? I'm doing okay. I'm not that great of a diver, but hey, that's okay. So hopefully that gives you a real good overview of all of this here on the scoring screen. Like I said, I wanted to show you the meet rankings. Let's look at that. Oh, by the way, say you forgot a diver, you can also enter a new diver. You can enter a new meet. You can remove a diver from the meet from this page. So say you accidentally put in the wrong number of dives, you accidentally put in the wrong board size. You just click on the diver, and then you click on remove diver from meet. Now this is also going to delete every score you've put in if you put any of them in. So use this with caution. But there you go. You just delete and it just resets that diver on that meet now. They're basically not attached to the meet, so you can do whatever you want with them. Like I said, let's go back to meet rankings real quick. Alright, this is pretty cool. This is going to show you every single meet that you've entered into the app. And then when you click on a meet, it's going to show you all the divers on that meet and their rank. So basically right now Zoe is pretty much winning this meet. Destiny is in 2. But the other divers, you notice that they don't have as many dives entered. They don't have as many scores entered. So let's click on Zoe. And right here is pretty cool. You can actually see all of their dive scores for that meet, their total. So this is like a dive history. And you can actually get to this from the Meets Divers page too. I'll show you that. But in here, if you click on a dive, now it's also going to show you everything about that dive info. So it's going to tell you which dive type it was, the DD, and it's going to show you all the judge scores right there. So that's pretty cool too, I think. Another thing you could do from these pages is you can email yourself a spreadsheet of these results, just like the reports button does, or you can share it to, say, Facebook or Twitter or whatever. Go to the video. Alright, so I showed you all about the ranking stuff here. So now let's go back to the main screen and let's show you how to put in all those meets and those divers. Real easy. I'm just going to go through this real quick. You just go to the meets and divers page. You press new diver. You enter a new diver. New meet is the same way. Now a little different here. Before we didn't really, we had a way to do 2 judge drive meets, but it was kind of confusing. Right here now it's just totally baked into the app. So you can choose 2 judges, 3, 4, 5, well not 4, 5 or 7. Okay, say you accidentally put in the wrong info for a diver. You can just choose that diver. You can choose edit and just change any of the information. You can delete a diver if you want to do that too. Here we go. It's going to give you a warning though. Are you sure? We're just going to cancel that. We don't want to delete that diver. Same thing with the meets. You can edit the meet, you can delete a meet, or you can see the history. So we're going to look at the history of, or like I showed you, actually I told you this before, you can see all the histories. This is just like the meet rankings to get into that stuff. But say you want to see the history of who was on Carthage at the Carthage meet, there you go. It gives you the dates and everything. Gives you all the divers' names. You click on a diver's name. It's going to give you all the scores right there. Gage obviously only has 2 scores going so far. If we clicked on Kira, she's got all 5, or she's got 5 scores in so far. And then you can share those. You can do the share thing again from these pages. That's about it for that page. Let me show you the reportings page real quick. So this here, you can choose a diver, you can choose a meet, and then you can choose a report. So you have like 3 different types of reports: a meet result, diver's score total by meet, and diver judge scores by meet. Meet results is all the divers on the meet. It's going to give you a spreadsheet. You can email. It's going to basically, well, you can save it to your device. You can email it to yourself, however you want to do it. But meet results has all the divers on a meet, like I said, and their scores and their dives and such. Dive score totals by meet is the same thing, but it's just by a diver. And then diver judge scores by meet, that's got everything in it. for that diver. So it's got all of the divers' scores, it's got all their judge scores, it's got the DDs, the dive types, totals, if it's failed, everything. That's the most robust report right there. So say I was going to send that report to myself. There you go. I can add it to my Dropbox. I can Gmail it to myself. I can save it to my device, my OneDrive. You get the point of the report screen. The one last thing is the quick score options. This is for somebody who just wants to save a dive or meet a diver's name or a meet name and just wants to put in total scores. So you press the quick scores. I've got a sample diver, sample meet in here. We'll click on that. So you want to change diver's name or add the diver's name. You just go type in anything you want. I'm just typing diver's name because that's easy right now. And we're going to save it diver's name. Now these scores are already baked in. If we looked at the new score sheet right there, we'd do the same thing. Diver name, save, and now we'll start entering scores. So the first dive, they got a 32.6 on it. Boom, look at that, 32.6. Second dive, they got a 24. Boom, look at that. Starts adding it up, the total down at the bottom for you. You can choose any one of the score sheets that you had previously. So, we'll go back to divers' names, our first sheet with all the scores in it. You can actually email these results to yourself too. You can share these results too. So, you can do either way. And you can delete a dive score sheet if you need to. So that is about it for the Score My Dive Elite version. Hope you like the app. Let me know if you do have any issues with it, or if you think it can have more, or if you just like it. If you go to the About page, my email is right there. Just shoot me an email. So, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for downloading the apps, and have a good day.